What's wrong, Lincoln?
Lexi, something bad just happened. I lost my temper with my little brother and said some rotten things to him that I didn't really mean. He can be such a pest. I feel really bad now, though, because I know I hurt his feelings, and he's probably going to tell my mom and dad, and they will be so disappointed. This has happened before. I'm never going to get to heaven if I keep this up. I have a terrible temper, and I definitely don't follow the golden rule when it comes to my little brother. Sometimes I feel like I'm just not a nice person. I'll never be like the saints.
Whoa. Stop beating yourself up. The saints weren't perfect either.
Wait, what? The saints weren't perfect? I thought the saints were perfect people that followed God's plan and lived the perfect life and had halos over their heads.
Well, the saints did follow God's plan, but they didn't live perfect lives. Some saints lied, and some saints fought with people who didn't believe in God or Jesus. In fact, one saint is just like you. Saint Jerome had a bad temper and didn't always follow the golden rule.
Saint Jerome? Isn't he the guy who had a pet lion?
True, he did have a lion, but his story is much more than that.
His story?
Sure, everyone has a story.
Could you tell me Saint Jerome's story?
Sure, I will. Saint Jerome was born as Eusebius Sophronius Jerome around 340 to 342 AD. He was born in a small town called Stridon.
Where is Stridon?
I think it's in northeastern Italy or somewhere in Europe. So anyways, when a 10-year-old Eusebius Jerome was walking to school, which he very much disliked, a terrible earthquake struck.
Wow, was Saint Jerome out in the open where something could have fell and hit him in the head?
Yes, but even more danger happened after the earthquake.
What could be more dangerous than being out in the open when an earthquake strikes?
Well, the earthquake caused the water barricade to the Adriatic Sea to break. Tons of water flooded everywhere. Imagine barely making it out of a giant wave with your life.
Wow, that must have been terrifying for a 10-year-old. First an earthquake and then a flood?
It was. But after realizing that he was alive, St. Jerome and his friend both thanked the Lord.
Wow, is that why he was made a saint?
No, but that experience made a big impact on his life. When Jerome was older, he was sent to Rome to study. When he was young, Jerome didn't follow the church rules very well, but he always felt guilty after indulging himself. Eventually, Jerome was baptized and became interested in ecclesiastical matters.
What are ecclesiastical matters?
I think that ecclesiastical matters are matters of the church or the clergy. After Rome, Jerome began to travel. First, he went to Trier, Germany, and began his theological studies. Everywhere he went, Jerome took his library, which included lots of classical writings. After Germany, Jerome went to Aquileia in Italy. In 373, Jerome went on a journey to Antioch in the east with a group of people. In Antioch, Jerome fell ill and had a vision that caused him to redevote himself to God. He moved to a small cave in the Syrian desert. Jerome was frustrated by the poor translations of the Gospels and decided to begin trying to translate the Gospels from Hebrew to Greek, but first he had to learn Hebrew. Whenever Jerome was tempted to leave his work translating the Gospels, he would beat his breast with a stone to force himself to refocus on his mission. Jerome returned to Antioch around 378 and was ordained a priest, although he wasn't required to preach. In Antioch, Jerome met and befriended Gregory of Nazianzus, and 2 years later, Jerome was back in Rome as a secretary for Pope Damasus, who was Jerome's good friend. Pope Damasus stood up for Jerome when his temper got him in trouble. He was like Jerome's personal bodyguard.
But if Pope Damasus protected Jerome, how did he end up living in a cave again?
I know a good story about that. Let me think for a minute.
You did that wrong. It goes like this. You spelled that wrong. It's I-E-D, not E-I-D. You said that wrong. It's A, not Aw.
Jeez, Jerome, you don't have to point out every little detail that we do wrong. He's so annoying.
Hey guys, back off. Jerome's human too. He has his mistakes.
Fine, we'll stop.
Okay, but don't you have something to say to Jerome?
We guess we're sorry.
Good. Now, Jerome, do you have something to say to the crowd? Sure. I know what I'm doing. You should listen to me and follow my instructions.
Well, it seems as if St. Jerome has everything that he needs, a good job and a friend that stands up for him.
All true things, but Jerome also had a bad temper that helped make Damasus his friend. The Pope didn't want Jerome to get hurt.
I guess that makes sense. But what happened when Pope Damasus died?
That's how St. Jerome came to live in the cave. After the Pope died, Jerome was in a bad place because of his temper. People began to make rumors about him. One was that he was behaving inappropriately with a woman in the group named Paula. Finally, things got so bad for him that he had to leave Rome and...
Oh, I know. Pick on me.
Go ahead, Lincoln.
Leave Rome and go live in a cave.
Bingo!
Sweet. I just wanted bingo. What's my prize?
Oh, Lincoln, you didn't win anything. I was just saying that you got the question right.
So I didn't win anything at bingo? I just got the right answer for the question?
Yeah, sorry if I confused you. But now that that's all settled, we can get back to our story. I mean, you did want to learn about St. Jerome, right?
Yep.
Good. St. Jerome moved to Bethlehem and spent the next 35 years translating the Bible.
So why is Jerome pictured with a lion?
My mom told me that story. I think it goes something like this.
So, Jerome, how long have you been doing your job?
I think that I've been doing this job for about 35 years. Translating the Bible from Greek to Latin is very time-consuming.
What happens if you make a mistake?
I've had my share of those in life, but if you do make a mistake, you just keep on trying.
Ah! A lion! Run for your life!
You're hurt, poor thing. Don't worry. I'll get that thorn out. There you go. It seems that you're going to be here for a while, so you're going to need a job. How about protecting the donkey who carries the wood?
And the lion did a great job protecting the donkey from thieves and poachers. St. Jerome's feast day is September 30th, and he is the patron saint of Bible scholars, librarians, students, and translators. Well, I hope you learned a lot about St. Jerome, Lincoln.
Lexi!
Well, I hear my mom calling. Bye, Lincoln!
Bye, Lexi. Wow, I sure learned a lot about St. Jerome, a guy who I didn't even know who he was. Now I know, just like St. Jerome, keep on trying. Hey, Mom, can I get a lion?